All right. Good morning. It's Monday, November 22nd. A little late again this morning. I've been catching up on some sleep. Before we talk about some of these other stocks, though, I wanted to throw this one up here. ISPC. Um, Looks like it got some. Let me see if I can pull this up. Selected by U.S. government and private researchers to supply critical human biospecimens for advanced phase of COVID-19 research. Stocks up huge right now, um, almost pushing 100%. And this is a 5 million float. I think this has some potential to really run today. I don't have a position yet. I'm kind of trying to wait for a pullback. See if I can, find a decent entry point. But I don't know. This thing looks like it might continue to run. So I just wanted to throw that one out there before we start talking about anything else. This is one that I'm be keeping my eye on as a day trade. Probably play it with a looser stop, but it is a small float, so it could fall back at any moment, obviously, and get rug pulled. But this has the potential to really move this morning. So something that I'll just be watching. And like I said, maybe looking for some sort of opportunity. But it does look like it's respecting, maybe if we could see it pull back to this orange line here, which is the 20. Look for an entry there. Yeah, that's what I'll be watching this morning. So who's in here right now? We got Josh. Good morning. Joseph Scott, what's up? 6'8 Spindrift. Michael, La Clova Nostra, I love it. Junior Wills. Joey G says, how about that LeBron fight? That was crazy. I wasn't watching the game, but it was all over Twitter and everywhere else. And I watched the replays of that. That was pretty nuts. I'm interested to see how much of a suspension he gets for it, because that absolutely wasn't accidental. At least it didn't look like it. Yeah, Joseph just said the same thing. He purposely elbowed him in the head. Let's see, Alfredo. Good morning, Proggers and CLOV and the world. Yeah, PROG pretty interesting this morning too. Shot up to 520, back down to 480. Had a great day on Friday. I know Friday I was kind of looking, obviously could have bounced either way. It was getting close to 350 in pre-market, which I was kind of scared of. Once I saw it, actually, let's switch this up real quick and we'll go over PROG. Let's see here, ISPC, I'll put down here. Yeah, as we were approaching down here on Friday, I just kind of figuring if it keeps rolling down, 350 was max pain. But then right before the bell, it kind of crossed over, and as soon as it kind of ripped above 4, I don't know. I grabbed some $4 strikes and some 450 strikes and some $5 strikes. Because it's Friday, everything was cheap. They were like maybe $10 and $5 or something like that. And then as this thing just started ripping, I ended up selling the fives. Sold the 450 somewhere around here, and then I ended up holding on to the fours and just letting them exercise. So kind of got to add on to my position on PROG on Friday. Yeah, so I'm back in shares. Coming into Friday, I'd already sold my shares. I know I'd sold most of my calls, my previous calls, And I was just playing like super out of the monies in case we saw a gamma squeeze. That didn't happen on Friday. But I grabbed some Friday morning, some options, and kind of rolled them into new shares. So I'm sitting on some shares at I think like a $4.30 cost basis right now. Max Pain right now on PROG for this week is now 450. So again, something to keep an eye on. We're at 485, but this stock has continued to like just Max Pain keeps rising, and so does the stock. It keeps it's like it's chasing it right now. Looking at a daily chart, it's kind of continuously just been stair stepping. It looks like if that was it right there, the consolidation and movement, we should see some higher movement today. Just have to see how it plays out. Ortex on PROG right now is, let's see here. %. Cost to borrow is still extremely high, 96. Utilization still high, so it's still there as a squeeze play right now. And then options wise, let me see. They added weeklies last week, and typically that's when things start going south. You get those weeklies in there. Let me try to pull this up real quick. But the December chain, December 17th, still has quite a bit of open interest at 5 and 550, and 750. It looks like they just added in 650, and 7. If these start getting bought up today, this is still significant amount of open interest right here. So that should help out getting a little push. Wow. ISPC just popped big time. I missed the boat on that one. This float is extremely small. I could see this thing really running today. But yeah, PROG, we're looking at, with the addition of these extra strikes, we already had those come in on the weeklies, as you can see here. But now that it's in that monthly chain too, and that's the chain that's pretty built up, this looks like it's gearing up for, because it's still holding this open interest from previous, for another push, another gamma squeeze possibility. Damn, ISPC is moving. 1150 now. So, I don't think this play's dead. I'm just keeping an eye on Max Payne. I'm still very bullish on PROG. It's getting, with Max Payne rising up to 450 now. Again, it's closer to it. It's got to stay above that. And we still have significant open interest at the next coming strikes, which should help out. So PROG's one that I'm still going to be riding with right now. CLOV this morning did pop up a little bit. I think it came up and hit 483 or 583. It's back down to 578. Closed at 575, so right around there. GameStop also this morning getting some action. It hit a high at 235 after closing at 228. It did touch this 230 level that it's trading at right now last week. But GME, I think even AMC this morning, where we at? No, not as much movement on that side. But yeah, GameStop, and AMC, and even CLOV for that matter, that future rollover date, that we had talked about previously, is if there was going to be any action off those, That would probably happen this week. So this could be a pretty decent week for GameStop. Um, I've been holding shares for quite some time now. I bought some calls last week in anticipation of some movement this week that expire on December 3rd. So they expire next week. So I just grabbed some 350 strikes. If I don't get any movement out of those by probably tomorrow and today, I'll be selling those on Wednesday, not holding those into next week. All right. I might try to, I'm going to switch this back real quick and try to get an entry on this. Let's see who else is in here this morning. Zeke, what's up? Good morning. Louis, Dennis D, good morning. VG, Clovarian here, still holding with TLRY. I haven't looked at Tilray in so long. I got to go check that one out. Holiday Option said Mr. LeBraw. Pete, what's up? Good morning, Present Minds. Good morning, Holiday Option. Lisa's in the house. What's up, Lisa? You know what? Hold on. All right, I just got a small position of ISPC. Got filled at 11:13. See if this works out. I really feel like this is, man, it's just, with such a small float, this could be today's runner. So I'm all right. Turts, what's up? Good morning. You're not that late, dude. I just started. I got on late too. Is G-Tech moving this morning too? Let me check that out. Oh wow. So 11:29 and high in after hours, and it's down to 775. Greenland Technologies announces company may offer and sell from time to time through or the sales agent the company's ordinary shares having an aggregate gross offering price of up to 7.7 million. Okay. Lisa says out of school this week. Yeah, me too. I'm excited about that. Alfredo says I'll be happy with PROG in the fives, but I don't mind sixes and sevens. Yeah, I just I've been kind of preaching on here. I just want to stay away from max pain. That to me that's the key is because once we kind of get in that area where we get pinned, we've just seen it happen too many times now with so many of these other stocks. Speaking of which, one that's kind of going to be on the watch list today, BBIG. Max pain is 4. And I believe they're reporting earnings, or did they already? No, they haven't yet, but they're reporting earnings today. So, it is trading right around max pain still, but that's the type of catalyst that could potentially push it above there. And if it does start rolling above there, let me see here. I haven't looked at the short interest on this one in a long time. 25%, 98 utilization. So it's still a decent squeeze play if it starts moving. Options on BBIG Let's see here. It's an 87 million float. So if we look at, it's actually quite a bit for a weekly chain. There's some decent open interest here that can give it a little bit of a push. Looks like they just added in some new options this morning, though, at the 50-cent strikes. But yeah, I could see BBIG getting a little pop depending on how the earnings play out. So that's another one that I'll be keeping an eye on today. Where we at here? LGVN bounce maybe. Let's see what's up with that one. That was the one of the runners from last week. All right. Just a reminder, market closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving and closes at 1 on Friday. I didn't know about it closing early on Friday. Is that 1 Eastern? So that would be 10 here. So just a smaller. I didn't know about that. I'll check into that. But that makes sense. It pretty much makes sense. I know it's closed on Thursday though. Tenderfoot says happy Monday, coach and fellowship. Let's make some money. Kamal's asking for utilization on CLOV. I know it's been picking up. The last time I checked, I want to say it was somewhere around 70%. Let me look. 77. Okay. And short interest is at 13%. I mean, it's not. That's high in a normal stock, but that's not high compared to some of the other stocks we've seen. But the float has also been increasing too. So, but it's getting there. I mean, if utilization gets maxed out, we'll start seeing cost to borrow rise and all that good stuff. But we're not quite there yet. Noir says ISPC. Yeah, I think ISPC is probably going to be the runner this morning. Let me real quick, I want to check. So the only other ones that really showed up on my scanner this morning, and I know somebody brought this ticker up on the stream, and we talked a little bit about this one last week. Unfortunately, I never opened a position in it. Was ASTR. This thing popped up from 9 up to 1545, and is now trading at 1230. This morning, what was the news behind that one? The rocket went into orbit. First commercial orbit launch for United States. Yeah, so this is a space play. I want to say it was even Friday we were talking about it. And yeah, I missed the boat on that one. I was we were talking about it on here. I don't remember who brought it up, and I was I don't know. I had it on my watch list, kind of my future plays type list, and I never got in on it. But that's one that's moving this morning as well. And the only other one, what was the other one that came up? I think that's it. Just ASTR, but really I think ISPC is probably going to be the play for anyone looking to day trade right now. I'm down. I was waiting on an entry point, and I got a little jumped the gun a little bit, and I think I jumped in right here. Just didn't want to miss out. I was waiting from back here, and I missed out on this pop. So we'll see how that plays out. Where we at now? Blue, what's up? Buenos dias. Kamal says Jerome Powell renominated. Cranman says Apple 180 by Christmas. I want to say I saw some. I follow Unusual Whales on Twitter, and I think I saw something about some options flow running into Apple. I could be wrong though. Perilous Joe, what's up? All right. B. Johnson. Chef Daddy, what's up? Good morning. Blue says Max Payne for CLOV is 650. I didn't even look at it. Where we at there? I'm seeing 6 right now on MaximumPain.com. But either way, yeah, we got some room to move. Okay, Mel says BBIG earnings are after market close. For some reason, I thought it was in pre-market. But either way, I think if BBIG, who knows? But if they get a nice catalyst there, and all of a sudden, the thing pops and it starts running away from Max Payne, that could be back in the mix. But you could see even with the morning pop this morning to 454, it's already getting walked back down to 404, which is right there at that Max Payne mark. So let's see, AGC, Mel, I'm glad you brought that up. So AGC, we've talked about that on this one. That's the other play that damn, now my ISPC. Let me do this. Sorry, GameStop. I'll move GameStop off real quick. So I want to keep an eye on this one. AGC, absolutely. I didn't even notice it went to 16 this morning. Had a nice little pop on Friday at the end of the day. And, but looking back, I want to say we entered into this play somewhere around here. No, maybe it was even here. But either way, I sold about half my options contracts that I had on this, this run up to about 17, and still held on to the rest. And then as it fell back and they started getting cheaper, I added back on. So I'm still waiting on AGC. I still think that this is going to be a decent play. I kind of like VIH is the way I look at it, like, which turned into BKKT without as much open interest on the options chain. I feel like there was more open interest with VIH at the time. I haven't looked today, but basically, what I like about this play, why I'm in it, they're looking to announce their merger this quarter, which is basically going to be now in the next. Actually, I think it was November 1st is when we started talking about this one. So right in here, but they're looking to merge this quarter, and small float 40 million. The open interest, or not open interest, what am I talking about right now? I'm still tired, even though I slept longer last night. Short interest on this. Oh, that is not it. AGC. There we go. 44%. Okay, cost to borrow is at 278 right now, 99 utilization. So this is definitely a squeeze play. And then, like I said, the options chain is still only in monthlies. So you're getting more consolidation. The numbers aren't extremely great. But as you kind of take the whole chain into consideration, if all of a sudden we get I don't see anything back here. If all of a sudden we get, some sort of announcement, some sort of catalyst, I could see this thing exploding. And right now I'm sitting on January and April options, trying to play off that Q4 news. So something that would be coming in the next month. So yeah, AGC. This is a low volume stock though. Like even when it got that movement on Friday, that was only like 200,000, something like that spike. Which is another reason that I like the stock, because if you look, it doesn't take a lot of volume to push it. I mean, on a typical day, it's normally trading at less than 1 million in volume. All these days back here, then you start seeing some of these bigger moving days. I mean, that was 40 million, 7 million, 8 million. But if all of a sudden this stock sees an influx of volume, I'm really thinking we could see like a BKKT VIH type move. So I have been, like I said, I sold some of those options here for profit, and I started adding on down here when it got back lower. But I still am in this as a long-term play, or I should say more of a short-term swing. But anyways, let's get this back up. Oh, you know what? I didn't even check Max Payne on that one either. I always forget. New week, should be the same as last week though, because they're only playing monthlies. Yeah, it's $13, so it's still well above that. And we are looking to open up at what, 14.89 right now, which is about $1 higher than where it closed. So, let's see. Getting ready for the open right now. GME's holding 230. Hold on. I just exited my my ISPC. I know I didn't make a ton off it with like 20 cents or something, but I don't want to get caught in a pullback right at the open. It might be a bad choice, but um, I'd rather miss out on a couple pennies if all of a sudden we see some pullback right here at the opening bell. I'm going to look to jump right back in. Oh, yeah, bad decision. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. Scotty, what's up? The Redskins. Redskins had a great day yesterday. It's been, NFL's been pretty crazy. These last let's see here. Let me zoom in on these. Yeah, the last couple weeks we've been seeing some crazy games. How about the 49ers, Scotty? 2 wins in a row. Raiders looked like crap yesterday. Colts shocked the Bills. Jonathan Taylor, 5 touchdowns. The Ravens barely creep by the Bears. No Lamar Jackson, though. What else? The Browns struggle with the Lions, or more so, I should say, the Lions take another team to within 3 points. The winless Lions. There goes GameStop. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Check out my options contracts real quick on this and see what's going on. Sorry guys, let me all right. Michael says, has anyone conducted a health and wellness check on Ghost? He was at the game last night. That was a crazy one too. There's been some great games. It seems like how about the Packers? Aaron Rodgers throws 4 touchdowns, plays a great game, loses to the Vikings by 3. Um, and they actually had that game. I don't know. I was cooking and I was watching the game and I saw the interception and I'm like, oh, maybe it was a good exit point on ISPC now. Now I feel smart. Uh, so I had ISPC I think at 11:10 and I sold it at 11:30 right before the market opened because I was afraid of this. So yeah, now I'll be looking for a new entry point if we get one here shortly. PROG is back above 5. I really think PROG gets wild if it passes 530, maybe 520 ish. If we see it run up that way, we could really see that thing rip. Um, the Cardinals without Kyler Murray beat the Seahawks. It's been some crazy games. Lisa says I picked this week for CLOV to pop in your giveaway. Yeah, I don't know. I do think that we're, who knows? It's the institutions keep loading, you know. This is definitely the time that I would be looking to load the boat on CLOV if I didn't already own so many shares. I mean, this is a great opportunity for new buyers to come in and grab these up. Pete says, what do you think about CLOV leaps? I love them. I was just talking to Ghost about that the other day. Like if I was, if anything, if I add on to my CLOV position at this point, it would be with leaps. Um, you know, looking at 2024 though, you're paying a little bit more in print. Like I would almost rather go with 2023s. And the reason that I say that is I don't expect this price to be down here for so long. Okay, so and I'm just looking at this from the perspective of okay, if I was gonna buy $7 strikes, at the money, $2, right? $7 strikes, you get an extra year, but 325. But I just start looking at it like if you're gonna pay that much, um, I guess it's still good. Either way, I mean, you needed to get to 10. But I think leaps right now with Clover are probably, should be a pretty solid play. That's what I'm thinking at least. Ross Lowe says typical morning bullshit. Um, Cuckoo Bird, what's up? Very disturbed. Good morning. That reminds me. So the football pool. We're down to 2. Very disturbed. Got eliminated. I saw that. Sorry, man. So Shrimply still alive. Looks like Shrimply took today's game because we don't have anything yet. And Spectron's still undefeated. So it'll be pretty interesting. Let me see here. All right, I think I caught up on the chat. Looks like PROG is starting to break out. don't know what's going on with ISPC right now. Oh, did it get halted? It got halted downwards. That's why. I was like, why am I not seeing any movement right now? So there must have been a halt here to the downside. All right, while we're waiting, I'm going to look at some PROG options real quick for December for the next chain. Well, it's halted right now. I see Joseph Scott says re-entry. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's halted, but I don't know if I want to buy it coming straight out of the halt. I want to see kind of like which way it breaks because I mean, there's a huge gap to the downside, right? But I'm just looking at PROG real quick. If I was going to play options right now, I would go December or January and try to stay away from the weeklies. Shit, even like these 550 strikes don't look bad. GameStop's still ripping, about to break 240. Things can get pretty wild up here for GameStop. Lisa says, at this point, I'm trying to shift my thinking on CLOV to being a long-term hold in my portfolio. Sadly, my allocation of funds was betting on a different result. Yeah, that's that's kind of what I'm at too. But I mean, I've averaged down enough now to where, like, even though this is still a deep discount on CLOV right now, I'm not really looking to add on more. Maybe some leaps or something along those lines, but I feel like I've already put too much into it, and it's just more of a long term hold. My long term outlook on the stock hasn't changed. Um, I still think that it could be trading for $100 years from now. I still, triple digits. I still think that there's all kinds of potential with it. It's going to take a lot longer. It looks like now we say that, and then who knows? Maybe something happens, some analyst upgrades, anything like that, and all of a sudden things kick into gear. But I'm just, really been trying to just temper my expectations with it now, and I probably will if it's still trading, this low. After maybe I, take some profits out of PROG, I'll probably, maybe continue to average down. It'd be nice to get my average under 8. And this is a good opportunity to do it, but I'm just not looking to add on right now. Your pal Al, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while, but I know I've been kind of hit or miss too. Waking up late, starting late, getting off early, all that kind of stuff. So great to see you. Yeah, PROG's getting to that point to where things could get pretty crazy here. Let me see. Same thing with GameStop. I would love to see GameStop break 250 right now. Oh, did ISPC just halt again? Damn. I just saw you said that, Joseph Scott, so it halted upwards this time. Yeah, this one's going to be wild today. Um, you know, I do think it's going to run. I only got about 20 cents worth of action out of it, but I'll definitely be jumping in and out of this as it continues to go. Um, nah, I've been kind of, my schedule's been all over the place too, Al. It's just been working getting in the way of me watching you. Like last week, I think I only streamed 3 days, um, and that was the fewest, you know. But it's just been like with work and everything else. But I'm off work this week, so shortened week though. Thanksgiving on Thursday. Someone said the market's only running um, like half a day on Friday or something like that. But yeah, Michael says you're mumbling. I am tired. I'm super tired. I'm actually going to get off here in a couple minutes, actually in about 2 minutes. So at 6:45, I hear the kids up already, and I'm going to go make them breakfast and do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I am tired this morning. I just didn't want to not come on. It's like I'm off work. I woke up a little late, and I'm like, you know what? I'll come on and just do one this morning. Kenneth Wallace, what's up? So, just to recap what I'm looking at, I do think PROG is, still a play. I'm not going anywhere with it. I actually exercised some of my calls on Friday, so I'm sitting on some more shares. Still a lot of potential in this one. Still some catalyst coming. Max Payne is 450, so it's just something to keep an eye on. GameStop, I think, is part of this whole futures thing that we've been seeing happen. We talked about it 3 months ago. Basically, the week after quad witch or a triple witching day, which happens 4 times a year, GameStop starts to move. Looks like that's the case right now. It's happening again. AMC should see some of that same love, and probably keep an eye on all the meme stocks, as I think that they all tend to move together. But it does seem like GameStop's leading the pack this time. Um, and then AGC as a future play. We talked about that. I'm still loading up on that one. They should be having some announcements and some catalysts coming this quarter, which basically is going to be this month now. And I think that one has some potential to be like a VIH, BKKT type thing. With the merger, it's a low float. It's got a lot of high short interest. So, looking for that too. Man, ISPC is still ripping. Yeah, I'll definitely be jumping in and out of this one. It's too hard for me to trade while I'm streaming. Every time I try, I feel like I rush into something, or I do. I just once we sign off here, I'll start banging this one because I think this one has. I mean, it's already up 140%, but I think it's still got so much room for to run with only a 5 million float. You just got to be careful though. You saw what happened earlier. 1 5 minute or 1 minute candle dropped that thing from 11 to 10 30 and halted it. But then you look on the flip side, so it's going to be having some wild swings. Just protect yourself if you're going to be day trading it this morning. But oh, nice. Lisa says she still has GameStop as well. Right on. And my thing with GameStop, I know I've said this before in the past, but 350 has always been that major wall for it, right? This whole year, other than back in January. So for me, if this thing runs up and touches 350 and starts falling back down, I'll probably be out around 330, 325. I'm going to give it some room in case it hits 350, bounces down, and then takes back off to rip through it. But I'm not going to hold my shares, below 330 this time around. If if you wanted to play it looser, maybe even just below 300, because to me it's like even if I sell at 330 and let's say it has some volatility, it comes down, it touches something else, and then it goes back and rips through 350. The moment I see it rip through 350, I'll just jump back in. Sure, I might get in with less shares, worse cost basis, but I'd still much rather do that than sit there and hold on to these shares for all the way back down to 180 again, or somewhere down there. So that's my plan, at least. And I know everyone has their own ideas and plans about what they want to do. I'm just trying to be upfront with what I'm looking at doing this time around with GameStop. So, all right. But on that note, I am going to take off. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I know, as Michael said, I'm mumbling a little bit this morning. I'm just tired. But I'm glad we did get on here. I think it's going to be a decent day in the markets, or at least with the stocks that I'm looking at. One more that I did see was ASTR. We talked about that this morning too. This one's probably going to have some day trade opportunities, but honestly, for me, I think ISPC is going to be the one that I'll end up playing today. A lot of volatility in here, low float, a lot of room for movement. All right, guys, thank you again for joining. I appreciate it. Love seeing some of the older faces back on here that I haven't seen in a while. Thank you guys for joining. Hope to see you tomorrow.